Hey y'all. The lesson from my 20s for today is deal with your trauma. There is a quote that says, make peace with your past so that it doesn't affect your future. And that is real. And whether we like to accept it or not, every single person, all of us, we do have trauma. And though it varies from person to person, we've all experienced some amount of trauma in our lives. Either from childhood, some of us experience it from in our teenage years, some experience it as adults. But we've all been through trauma, and it can result from so many different things. Trauma could result from the loss of a loved one. So probably you lost a parent or a sibling or just a family member or even a friend, but somebody that was close to you. And that could cause you trauma. You could experience trauma from going through, certain separation, or maybe your parents went through a divorce, or growing up in a single parent household where either your dad was absent or your mom was absent, and you feel some level of rejection or anything like that. You could be experiencing trauma from past relationships, whether it's friendships, sometimes it's even from family members, sometimes from intimate relationships where you had your heart broken. You could be experiencing trauma from like a car accident, or some people, they've been through very sensitive and horrible situations like rape or sexual molestation. There are so many things that causes us trauma in our lives, and it is very important for us to acknowledge them, make peace with them, get the help that you need. It is very much okay, even if you're a Christian, to seek help. So it's okay for you to go to counseling if you feel like you can't handle the pain or the hurt or the rejection. If you feel like you can't handle it alone, it's very much okay for you to go and sit down, speak to a counselor, or get into therapy. Or if you feel like you have someone close, like a family member or a friend that you're able to speak to, just find a healthy outlet. A lot of people, instead of dealing with their trauma in a healthy way, they do it in unhealthy ways. So a lot of people, they turn to certain addictions, and they abuse certain things, like they start smoking out of control. A lot of people, they turn to drinking. A lot of people just turn to drugs. But there are other people where they might just find other outlets, such as just probably sexual activities and so much more. There are a lot of outlets that people use to get rid of their trauma or the stress, because they just don't want to deal with it. And for some people, it gets so bad to the point where they become depressed because they don't want to talk about it. They feel like they can't talk about it. And so they become depressed, and it can be very detrimental, because for some people, regrettably and sadly, it can lead to suicide. And so my encouragement to anyone that's hearing this, that's listening to me, deal with your trauma. Try to find healthy ways to address the things that are causing you hurt or pain, and allow yourself to heal from it. And I'm always going to include God, so just know that He is there for you, that He hears you. So you can always take it to the Lord in prayer. If He can't heal you, there is absolutely no one that can, because there is nobody that loves you the way that God loves you. And so you can take it to Him, you can leave that burden, you can lay it all on Him, because He can handle it, and allow Him to heal every broken part of your soul, every broken part of your heart. But it's very important for you to deal with your trauma so that it doesn't rob you of certain opportunities, that it doesn't rob you of just a peaceful life and a happy future. It's very important also that you deal with it before you get into a relationship, so that you don't bleed on other people, you don't bleed on your children. So before you start having the children, and before you think about getting married or anything like that, you want to deal with it. And if it's a case where you're already married, you're already, in a relationship, you already have kids, it's not too late. Still seek out the help that you need. And like I said, find healthy ways to deal with your stressors, to deal with your trauma, so that you can heal with it and that you can move on with your life. That is a lesson from my 20s for today. So God bless you all, and I hope that this was a blessing to someone. And yeah, peace out.